to do a video which is kind of a follow-up. I said on my last video that I was doing a preview of a tool unboxing. I'm here in my shop. I have some of my father and grandfather's tools around me. My father-in-law's father, my wife's grandfather, had that boat motor, and he grew up riding it, so we want to make a boat and restore this motor and put that on here. And I have a lot of really fun things that I have planned for this YouTube channel, but since I said I was doing a preview, that means I should go ahead and do the tool unboxing. I want to say real quick, I'm inspired by a lot of YouTube channels, and if you look at the channels that I'm subscribed to and I like, you can get a lot of good stuff there. I specifically want to mention the Pathfinder School with Dave Canterbury and the Wrangler Star channel, and how much those two have inspired me to go out and look for antique tools and do more hand woodworking and more of this kind of stuff. It's always been my passion, but those two channels specifically have been very influential for me. So without further ado, I want to go ahead and get going here. I went down, I'm in Austin right now. My wife and I live in Austin with her family, and I went down to San Antonio because there was an ad on Craigslist for an antique, a chest here of antique woodworking tools. And so I drove down there. I kind of looked the guy up ahead of time just to make sure maybe he was a flake or something, but he's a doctor down there in San Antonio, and he and his wife are downsizing, and woodworking has always been a hobby of his, but he just doesn't have the room for these specific tools, doesn't use these as much anymore, and no one in his family wanted to take them or had room, so he was selling them. And I asked my wife, I said, for the price, a few of these tools restored and resold could pay for it. Not that I want to do that, I want to use these and cherish them and pass them down, but just the deal was unbelievable. So here it is. This is the chest, and I think the chest itself is the old style carpenter's tool chest, but I think the plywood was added later at some point. This box, and there's a little box right here. There's no other dividers. There's just kind of this one here and then this here, which I'll show you. And up here, I've kind of rearranged things, so it's not how I found it. He had them all unloaded in his truck to be able to lift it, and then we lifted the chest into my truck and put all the tools in. So I've got these two marking gauges, and this one is a knife point, more of a blade point on it, and it's adjustable with this screws. I haven't looked at all of these tools very intricately, and this has a patent number on it. I can't tell if it's a Stanley. I haven't looked at these very closely yet. So two marking gauges. This one's more of a pin type. So we have a blade and a pin type. And this has a wood screw that holds it in. Very nice. Oh, this one, by the way, was interesting. I did look at this. You can set two different depths. So there's two pins. So if you're doing something real fast and you need to mark, and then mark something different, or maybe from the other end, and then this one down this way. So that's really nice. There was a handle in here which I'm not sure. It looks like something sheared off. I don't know. I'm going to figure out what kind of handle this was. Bevel gauge, an bevel finding, angle finding. Two wooden rulers. They're both broken, and I would like to see more examples of the real thing before I fix them. But this one's a Stanley number 66 3/4 folding. See, that's where it's broken. And then this one is also a Stanley, number 66 and a half. And it's broken there. No fixing that. But they're cool nonetheless. Nice to look at. Don't know what this is. Can't tell. It's got a groove in here with string through it at the end there. It's in this shape. It's plywood, you know, thin plywood. It's tacked together. Not sure what this is. Maybe maybe this is a makeshift sheath or like a blade guard for a tool. I just realized that. An oil can, pretty fun one, but it doesn't have the popper, so maybe we can make something out of sheet metal for that. And this one does, and it makes the noise. It's kind of cool little one here. I'm ready to fill that one up with 3-in-1 oil after I clean it up a little bit. This book I thought was very interesting. Tools for All Trades, 1896. I hope that doesn't come up backwards because I'm filming in this mode, but this book, it says, this 1896 catalog is reproduced in its entirety in facsimile form from an original owned by Mr. L.F. Mackenzie, a Midwest Tool Collectors Association member from Logansport, Indiana. The front cover of the otherwise complete catalog was damaged and has been constructed using a type style similar to the original. We are grateful to Mr. Mackenzie for making his catalog available for reprinting. Reprinted jointly by the Midwest Tool Collectors Association and the Early American Industries Association, September 1978. And it's interesting. This has just enough wear on it to almost look like it is just saved from that time period. But what I thought was really interesting is the catalog, the number of tools that were available and the intricate drawings for them in 1898 or what? Yeah, 1896. So pretty cool. This is an extra handle. This is what the side handles on the chest look like. Some kind of a random, almost like a chainsaw tool, scrunch, but it's not. It's like just some kind of a pipe wrench. And a spigot, an old locking spigot. There you go. So that's pretty cool. Might use that somehow. Alright, that's everything there.